We speak of the love of a marriage covenant. We speak of the love of God that brings transformation, not conformation. And the best image that I've heard for this is one that was given to me by a friend of mine from seminary, a man named Ron David. Ron is a priest in the Episcopal Church. He's previously a pediatrician, a scientist, and he called up about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was very, very excited about this kind of revelation that Ron had. And he said that he was so inspired he just had to call. And he said, listen, you know, hydrogen? Yeah, Ron, I know about hydrogen. That gas, you know, it's very, very combustible. It's the stuff of stars, is what he said. That's hydrogen. And oxygen. Oxygen is that gas that just loves to make things burn. If you want to make something burn hotter and brighter, add a little oxygen. And so you put those two things together and you expect this monumental fireball. But what you get instead, when hydrogen and water come together, is water. The stuff of life. And he said, you know what? The process is easily reversible. You put a couple of electrodes into a jar of water in the right circumstances, you get back out, you get the oxygen, you get back out the hydrogen. Neither is completely lost as they become one. But when they become one, they become something new and something surprising and something altogether life-giving. You know what? Ron is absolutely right. I can think of no better image for agape love than water. Covenantal love seeks to create something new in the union of two beings without ever losing the true nature of each individual. Melissa and Chris, we bear witness of your watery lives, the creation that you've made in your life together these past 11 years. Look at this space. Look at these faces gathered around you. We are all caught up in that life and in the creation that you continue to form around you. The covenant that you renew on this day and the love that you share is so reflective of the love of God, a love that creates larger than the creating beings, a love that just spills over, a love that does not fail. Our economy may fail us. Our government may fail us. Our cell phones may fail us. Our bodies fail us. But the love of God and the privilege that we have to share that love will not fail us. In a few minutes, you both will exchange words, renewing your commitment of being makers of water. And we who are gathered here have collected our watery selves around you out of our love and our thanksgiving for you both. Because honestly, we couldn't do otherwise. We can't help ourselves. It's part of the nature of water, like surface tension. That's what agape love does. It creates, it draws together, and it nudges, reminding us all of what we are all about.
Christ has no
It's worth noting that that song was written by Chris and by our talented pianist and organist here, Carla Strott, on the celebration of last year's anniversary. Please stand as we continue with our service here in the renewal of the vows. Friends in Christ, we are gathered together with Chris and with Melissa, who have come today to give thanks to God for God's blessing upon their marriage and to reaffirm their marriage covenant. Chris, you here in the presence of God and of this congregation renew the promises that you made when you bound yourself to Melissa in holy matrimony, vowing to have and to hold her, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until you are parted by death. Melissa, do you here, in the presence of God and of this congregation, renew the promises that you made when you bound yourself to Chris in holy matrimony, vowing to have and to hold him, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until you are parted by death? The rings. May I have the rings, please?